Hi, this is Chaz Palminteri, and if you're thinking about getting your eyes done, the only person to see is Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada. I flew all the way from New York to be here, and Dr. Rothman did my eyes. And all I could say is, it's a miracle. I could see. You see Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada.
Now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome from Las Vegas, Nevada, that groovy little podcast that gives you a true first-person look into what it's like to call Sin City your home, the Living in Las Vegas podcast. And now your host, yes, a man who clearly needs some kind of introduction, otherwise you wouldn't know who he was.
I'll speak of Brother Scott.
Mr. Scott Whitney. You're listening to KSP Radio. KSP Radio. You're like, what's going on here? Why are these people doing this? Anyways, hey, everybody. Craziness happening already on the crowd, on the live chat. I've seen Dr. Mengele has joined us. Happy about that. We'll be talking about that. Hearing sounds. Quiet.
I do not feel that way at all.
Nobody can hear you because they cannot see you.
We have
That's my...
a much different perspective on things.
Nobody can hear you.
Again.
They can't see you. Again. Anyways, yeah, so this is a big show. What are we going to call it? Living in Las Vegas. I am your humble host. Oh, come on. Humble host, Scott Whitney. Got to stop.
Are.
You know why I did that?
Because you're drinking my cocktail.
No, you think it's this. No.
It is, because
Here's
that's
why.
my cocktail.
No, this is...
That's like a girl's drink. You're drinking a girl's drink.
I got no problem with that. Because I'm trying to get rid of my breasts. That's why I'm saying James. No, I'm a little exhausted because I've had the crap beat out of me this morning, and I'm still recovering.
Oh,
I took a nap today.
Oh, you poor...
I took a nap.
What the hell? You did not.
I did. No, I had to take a nap.
You had to take a nap?
I was like after.
Oh,
I'll
no.
tell you. I'll torture you. I went home and took a nap. No, really, I did. Big long.
Are you being truthful? Swear on your eyeballs.
So this is still living.
Swear on your eyeballs. Did you take a nap?
I can't talk about it.
Look at me. Did you take a nap?
Look at me. Like I'm going to look at you.
Come on. Did you really take a nap?
Stand by, please. Let me introduce you since you're just yapping along here. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the queen of my existence, my Naughty Jelly Sweet. And it's why I'm a little overweight, because I eat lots of Naughty Jelly. Mrs. Melissa Whitney Big Hand. There she is.
The one that does not nap.
Oh, let's not.
Seriously,
let's not be critical of my need
I gotta
for
know.
napping.
I have to know.
You don't need to know. You want to know, right?
Only because my event started at 6:15 a.m. Yours started
I saw
at
that
8. You poor baby.
I saw that he
even make it there.
He checked in at like 4 a.m. or whatever. Okay, we'll get back to him in a minute. Anyways, Living in Las Vegas stuff. The website's livinginlv.com. It's livinginlv.com, or you can check out the huge, monstrous Vegas video network, the giantness that it is. It's unbelievable. And that website is vegasvideonetwork.com. That's vegasvideonetwork.com. You may be saying to yourself, hey, Scott, love to be able to send you all an email. Hear what you have to say. Well, you can do that. You send an email to OnAirQ at livinginlv.com. That's OnAirQ at livinginlv.com. Or let's say that you are a person in the moment. Well, not actually in the moment. You just want to hear your voice because you're like that. You have a good dulcet tone.
You're chatty Cathy.
And you want to hear it. You think that you express more. You recognize, for example, that many times when people talk or send email, you can miss the nuances, but
That's
not
right.
with the
and
voice.
we're going to add our own.
Right. Yeah, we're going to make up stuff for you. If you send us an email, we're making stuff up. But if you could send us a voicemail at our listener line, which is 866-966-4599, we're still going to make stuff up about you, but it will be harder for us to do so.
That's
which
right.
I think is the right thing to do, really.
That's right.
Also, check out this new thing they call it the Facebook. That's the Facebook page right there. It's facebook.com.
I think it's going to catch on.
I think it might too. With 750 million people, they might get it. So it's facebook.com/Vegas Video Network. For those of you in the live chat, I just ask you right now to click that little share button and share it on Facebook and say, hey, I'm watching Scott and Melissa, and I think I want to marry them both. Just do it. It'll be all right. What else? Oh, and also a big shout out and a tip of the hat to LASIK of Nevada. And Chaz. I feel like I know Chaz, and he and
Don't
I should.
you?
I feel like he's been around since January. He and I go way back, January. And he's been hanging out on a couple of the shows on the network, and he's a good guy. He likes the what's that drink, the Italian drink that you catch on fire, tastes like licorice? Boca Bici.
Yeah.
It's got beans in it.
Yep.
He loves that stuff. I don't know.
Not grappa.
No, it's I don't know what it is, but it's I'm making it up. Really.
Oh, no, you're not. It's going to make me crazy.
Well, I don't know what the name of it is.
Somebody there in chat.
I'm sure the chat knows. It's clear, tastes like licorice. It's really horrid drink, but you catch it on fire before you drink it, as you should, to make you burn all of it away.
Burn off some of the alcohol.
Yeah. Weather today, 108 degrees, getting warmer and warmer, but the pool, surprisingly enough, dropped down to 82 degrees.
You know
I'm a
why?
little
Because
confused
it's getting
by that.
cold at night. In the morning, when normal people wake up, it's
Ozu or Sambuca.
Ozo.
It's Sambuca is what I was
Sambuca.
thinking.
Yeah, you're right. It's chilly in the morning though. It's been chilly.
Yeah. So we a little worried about the pool temperature, but we'll be okay. Okay. So what's going on? First and foremost, let's talk real briefly about the Living in Las Vegas meetup. I didn't even know we were having one of these. This is crazy.
What are you talking about?
Well, it just kind of happened in the chat. They're like, let's do a meetup. And then let's do a meetup. And then Ted got in there and said, yeah, we'll do a damn meetup. And then he started making stuff happen. All of a sudden, it's like that thing that got the girl that went to the place that had the red ruby shoes. It's like one of those.
What
Tornado.
is that?
What?
What weekend is that?
It's going to be, so write this down, Friday, September 9th. Friday.
You know what? I have to, or I don't have to, but I'm probably going out of town that weekend. Work stuff.
You're going to be there on Friday, September 9th? You're good. We're thinking about from 4 to 7. That'll make it available for pretty much anybody. There's a good chance that a few of us might go a little longer than 7 o'clock. I can't imagine that happening. I will go longer than 7. Just what Ted started to sniff around. I may check out a particular place that I got a little inside scoop. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I'll tell you. Rum Bar. I'm shooting for Rum Bar. What do you think? Another guy who runs it. We'll see if he remembers me.
I love their mojitos. They're
And
wonderful.
we just found the coolest drink ever, which we will have, called the Latin Manhattan, which we learned on Top of the Food Chain. And I'm like, oh, I had a Manhattan once on one of those shows. It was absolutely terrible.
But you like the Latin Manhattan?
It's unbelievable.
Really? What's in it?
I don't remember.
I saw him talking about it on the show.
Oh.
I can't remember what was in it either.
It's just unbelievable how good it was. It was
Better
really,
than Tanqueray and tonic?
It's a special
Nectar of the gods, as you call it.
Well, Tanqueray and tonic is a nectar of the gods. It's a specialer drink. Do you know what I mean by that? It's a bit fancier. It's definitely fancier than Tanqueray and tonic. Although Tanqueray and tonic's a good drink.
Do you think I look weird in the video?
Oh crap! What do you think? You're too high?
Just that I'm missing part of my head.
Ah, dang it!
Here, you want me to adjust down?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, hey. How about that? That should have been.
Do you like that?
Yeah, that should have been for the pay-per-view.
Quiet.
How about that? Guys on the chat are like, what? That's the best show ever. Yeah.
Stop it. You're embarrassing
It's an absolute
me.
shame you guys don't get to see that every day of your life.
You're embarrassing me.
You handled that very well, honey. Actually, nobody's chatting right now. I think I know why. Anyways, so Friday, September 9th, you bunch of perverts, God bless you. Bounce Cam, as Shannon called it. That's the goal. I'm going to reach out to
Let's change the
cat
subject.
who runs Rum Bar and see if we can't get a little bit of that. And hold on. Oh, man, this is a bummer. That whole shaky thing kind of freaked me out a little bit.
I guess so.
How many people, when somebody sneezes, they say bless you? You do. You're a big bless you.
I say bless you usually.
Yeah. I've always thought that was odd.
Why?
I really don't think that sneezing is gonna curse me. You know, that's you.
You know what will curse you.
I know what will curse you watching that bouncing replay over
No.
and over again.
What will curse you if you're naughty? Or if when I'm older you don't come and look after me. What did I say? I'm coming back.
This has been a big. You're not going to be able to haunt me because
I will
Houdini
haunt
couldn't.
you.
If anybody could haunt, it would be Houdini. He failed. So you're not going to haunt me.
I
But
will not fail.
trust me, I will die before you because I am evil. What's going? All right, so let's talk a little bit about the first thing. You know, we're when you think about the Vegas Video Network group of people, and you look back and you think you've got Dave and Alicia and Chris Phillips from Talk Tales, and you've got us, and you've got Dennis, and you've got Al Mancini, and then Scott and Jacob and Bridget. You think to yourself, you know what? That's a
Classy group of people.
Well, that too, but it's an athletic group.
Athletic.
Oh yeah, very athletic.
James,
And,
I don't know what James has to say about that. He's getting some insight into that.
I haven't got to James yet. Oh, I'll get to James. Don't you worry about that. James is up. He's on my list of people to talk about. Don't you worry. But you look at us, this group of people. When I think I mentioned 7 or 8 people, there you go. You know what? That's an athletic group of people. I'm surprised it's not called the Athletic Network Vegas. Bob.
I would say a consistent theme is the alcohol intake, though.
I don't know what to make of that, really.
I would say, most of the hosts were pretty athletic when it comes to the,
I don't know what you're talking about. What was that?
the
Why are you
alcohol
shaking? You probably should stop doing that.
consumption.
What? You're what?
The alcohol consumption.
Yeah, but you're kind of bouncing up and down. I'm telling you, I gotta make this a pay-per-view. This will be the best show ever. Anyways, so I put them all together. You look at them and go, athletic group of people, sports-minded, sunshine, happiness, joy. Oh, I got it. Competitive, a golf tournament. So we did this last Saturday, the first annual Vegas Video Network Mini-Golf Invitational. By the way, Al Mancini said I couldn't call up the first annual because there's no such thing. Al, I can call whatever I want. So we're calling it the first annual Vegas Video Network Mini-Golf Invitational. That's the actual copy of an invite.
Because it's the first one of an annual event.
That's right. It can be. Sometimes, you know what? He gets a little crazy. It was
the sun.
I think so.
So it was affecting his mohawk.
Right, he's right. He's got no hair on the side to block the sun rays out, so he's getting beaten to hell with sun rays. He's like, you can't be a first annual. I just did a first annual.
Do you think he put sunscreen on his head?
I don't know.
We should ask him.
That's important. So, first annual Vegas Video Network golf tournament. It was awesome. We had, get this, 16 people there. Everybody we invited showed up pretty much, except for one person who is in Sada Mingrata. What's that word? Mingrata Nisada. You're no longer welcome here.
Oh, you're so full of it.
No. That's so funny. Chris Phillips is like, last night at the show, he's like, why didn't I get an invite? So I sent you an invite. I sent you an invite by email, but you never read your emails. What am I going to do?
Oh, would he have come?
Well, he said he would. He said he lives just right around the corner there. Persona non grata. Thank you there, Shannon. So I'm like, yeah, you just showed up. Come on, you're a star. Anyways, so we did this thing, and you know what? It was just, I think, a really good time. Started off, like I said, we had 16 people. This all happened at, don't tell me, the classic place for the most intense kind of competition, and of course, that is the putt park.
I'm very. Are you not going to share how this all came about?
Oh, sure. So how did it all come about? Absolutely. So we've talked about it a little bit before. I think we talked about it last week briefly, and that is, actually we did talk about this briefly last week. I'm a giver of gods. I'm a friendly guy. I want to make sure young people do well in the world. And
you like mentoring?
I'm mentoring kind of guy. Oh, sure. And one of our guys who comes in on Mondays, a gentleman named Wayne.
Was Wayne in the chat today?
No, probably not. He's afraid of me. And so Wayne, is started mouthing off about being a golf player.
He's a young buck.
But he's 20-something. He doesn't understand for instance, he misses completely the power of Van Halen, right?
What?
He's a goofball.
Seriously?
Yeah, he doesn't get it. He's an 80s guy. And I mean, I don't.
Yeah, but almost everybody out there understands.
He thinks Van Halen's a hair band. They're not a hair band. They're a rock band. He has long hair. Anyway, so but he's young. He's 20.
They're a little too early. 70s is too early.
He doesn't know.
Oh, he doesn't know the 70s. He only knows their 80s music.
Right. So he's blathering on about wanting to be a golf guy. They can kick my ass in golf. I'm like, really? I grew up in the golf world. Blah blah blah.
Putt you're talking about.
Yeah, we talked about this last week, and so we decided to have this invitational, and I was nice enough to invite him. And so. Well, I think he is online, as a matter of fact. I think he's called himself Mini Golf God, and he's just changed his name to 3 Shots Whitney. Okay, good. Okay, mouthy little punk. Anyway, so he's blathering on about it, and I'm like, okay, we'll do a little golfy tournament. I rallied the troops, and of course, we had a great time. So here's the first trivia question for those of you listening. There were 16 participants, 6 of whom decided to take a shot of some liquor before we started the game. Who were they? Do you know?
Me? Yes, I know.
I don't think you know all 6. I thought there were 5. I was corrected on Monday. There are 6. And time's up. Who are your guesses?
David and Alicia.
Correct.
Al and Sue.
Let's talk about why David and Alicia. First of all, they came home at 5:00 in the morning, and then they got right back up to come to our golf game. So kudos to David and Alicia.
Yeah, man, they're hardy. So Al and Sue.
Right, that's 4.
You.
That's 5.
And the
Who
other
is the 6th?
person was...
Never would have guessed it. That's right. It's hard to guess. It's very hard to guess. I was shocked by it, literally. I was like, what? How could that possibly be? Brad, my golf partner, babyface Brad.
You wouldn't have guessed that? Seriously?
Well, no, he seems like I always think of him as being very innocent. He's probably not, but...
That's what people say about me.
Oh, well, there you go. Anyway, so he had a shot too. So 6 shots, and we got off to the big game. And it was, you know what? It was pretty doggone fun. There's our good buddy, David.
What was cool was that Ira ran over and set it up, right?
Yeah, I was going to thank him later, but Ira really made this workable. Really smart what he did.
So we had what do you call that? Shotgun start?
Shotgun start. So we started one team on the first hole, and then all the other teams, we did pairs. So a pair was on the first hole, and then we had a pair on 18, 17, 16, 15, 14,
and
13,
married
12.
couples or significant others weren't supposed to be on the same team. Al and Sue got on the same team. That's
because they were just a little tardy.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And so we did the shotgun start. That way, if other people showed up to the place, we wouldn't be screwing them up. So that was an idea from Ira, which I thought was very smart. He also organized. He also went there and talked to them ahead of time. I mean, he's really a great guy. We got a 20% discount because of the number of people there.
Right.
So it was all very, very cool. So a lot of fun there. There's David kind of getting ready. I mean, look at that! Look at that hat!
Outfit.
Isn't that the greatest outfit ever?
I love that hat.
Surprisingly enough, here we've got. The gal off to the left there is Robin. Robin is Scotty Pritchard's wife, and she got second place.
She is a very good putt, and that's
Skylar, their daughter, right there. And there's our good friend Sally having a good time, probably laughing at Wayne, I would assume. And look at this, look at that.
Look at his. Are you going to discuss your outfit?
Yes, I will. I will in a minute. There's Scotty Pritchard. You know what? He was just like kind of checking it out, being there, always ready to go. There's Scotty again, kind of getting that in it. And there is the outfit, ladies and gentlemen.
There he is.
That really separates the men from the boys. Now, what you have here is...
That is a gorgeous man right there.
That's a good-looking man. You can't argue with that. So what you have there is... Let's see if I can do that. There it is. So what you have is a gentleman who understands the importance of dressing correctly.
Exquisite taste.
Right. I'm not a John Daly. I'm a man who respects the wardrobe of professional golf. So, how many people out in 102-degree weather would wear a blue blazer, a blue, shiny, gorgeous blazer? I know of one.
Well, that's the Vegas Video Network master jacket.
That's right. That's exactly right. So, and then you notice that he's wearing the happening shirts. They got a little plaid going on there. I think that speaks volumes to, again, style, which I think is important. And then the Argyle, whatever you call that, shaped socks. And then, of course, you can't really see it in this shot. Let's see if I can go back to here. You can kind of see him. I'm wearing my hush puppies, which is the right thing to do.
Your saddle shoes?
Yes. And so that basically sets the tone and the level of intimidation.
You were very dapper.
I greeted everybody as they arrived in this. Welcome. Thank you very much. By the way.
And you wore that jacket through the whole thing.
I did.
So.
I got a Mickey Mouse hat on as well. So, yeah, I thought it could have been an unfair advantage. So what? This is competition. You got to go with what you know. There is the enemy. And I don't mean Alicia, of course. I mean the goofy guy in the blue shirt. I think we call him Wayne. God bless Alicia.
What's he calling himself today?
I don't know what he's called. 3-shot Whitney. Who wrote, I looks like a guy who would shoot a 4 on the most important hole. Man, I'm telling you, I'm going to miss him so badly. This actually was a pretty funny shot. I labeled this on Facebook, Quiet Please, Elisa is shooting. Nice. And that was, we went along. You got to, you see these two guys at a golf game, serious things are happening right there. There's our good buddy, Alan Sue. And we continue on. Notice the fun that we're having. See, we're smiling.
You look so serious.
Who is? Me?
You guys look kind of
I'm
serious.
smiling.
Oh, well, I don't have my glasses on. Just your pose there.
No, I'm smiling. And Brad's taking a nice shot. Meanwhile, I know that other people were having, much more serious time. Much more serious. But not me. No, we were all happy and peppy and bursting with love. There's Marie, who was our official scorekeeper at the end, sinking a putt, I'm sure. There's some more of Jacob and Scotty. Again, there's Al. There's Stacy, who has the best behaved baby, I believe, on the planet.
Yes,
we're probably going to clone that child later on. That's a nice shot. All these shots were taken by Ira, by the way. Thank you, Ira. And more of that fun and some more groovy shots. And there's some more of those same shots. And here we are. We're all back now and getting our scorekeeping ready to go. And it really was an interesting race. There's our scorecard right there. Fascinating what happened here. So, first of all, I am the number one Scott W. up there, and you can see I had a score of 55. I ranked 4. If you look, you'll notice that there were a whole bunch of...
I was 4th also.
Yeah, so I had a 55. Scotty Pritchard had a 55. Melissa had a 55. Marie had a 55. David Ivey had a 55. Wayne had a 55. And that caused a bit of
So
issues.
Really, you and Wayne tied.
Wayne and I
if
tied.
you looked at the totality of the golf course,
right, that's right.
Wayne and you tied.
So who
Even
won?
Steven.
You can see that number one ranked by Mr. Jacob Cannon.
Woo!
And that's
49.
That's the way you look when you are a winner. You're
winner,
looking
winner,
proud.
chicken dinner.
That's right. He got a 49. You can see on the 4th line down. And in second place, towards the bottom, was Robin with the 51. So, that's good. That felt good, and I was happy with that. But the group, which started to have somewhat of a mob mentality, said, "Oh no, we can't have that. We can't have you guys tied.
You can't have a tie."
So they decided that, hey, let's do a one-hole putt off, sudden death putt off. Mike, let's do it.
But really, you guys tied.
Let's go. Oh, I don't need you to protect me. I know what you're doing, and I love you for it. But I'm not afraid of this punk. Anyway, so we went and played. So it starts off, of course, with
you guys did on the last hole, right?
The 18th hole, which was thought to be one of the more difficult ones. I got a 2 on the hole during the regular play, and Wayne got a 3, proving that in the real match, I'm a better player. Here you've got the ceremonial flipping of the coin. Because I'm a gentleman, I asked Wayne, who apparently is ready for a gunfight based upon his stance, to call it. He called it, and he decided to go first. God bless his soul. And again, you'll notice the difference in demeanor here.
Yes.
Look at me. Happy.
Open.
Pleasant. glad to be here.
Yes.
And willing to invite all people,
Yes.
regardless of their capabilities or whether or not
Absolutely.
they have friends. You know, one of our challenges, of course, with Wayne is he's too young to play on his own. He had to bring his mom. So, but we were okay with that, just like Skylar. Skylar was young, had to bring her parents. Wayne brought his mom as well. Anyways, you'll see I'm smiling and having a good time. You'll see Wayne is trying to comp some kind of badass attitude. He's a white guy. He's never going to be badass. It's just the way it goes. So, boom. It's the first putt. This is it. He's shooting kind of a backwards, weird kind of way he shot it, but what am I going to say? He fires away, and I take my turn, and you'll see that just by the look of it, I take advantage of using the bricks on the side. Again, that's an advanced move. Not many people can pull that off, but I did. All right, so now Wayne finds himself in the sand trap, and could be trouble for Wayne. You'll see that you've got paparazzi on the side there taking photos of this whole thing. It was madness. People were clapping after every shot. It was just like the pros. He looks, he addresses the ball, and he won. Okay, so
That end.
Yeah, I don't really need to go much more into that. What happened was he did it in 3, and on my third shot, I did what's called rimming the
Yeah,
the cup,
and that spun
went in,
out.
and it came back out. Now, a lot of people thought I might be sad about that. Not at all. What actually happened was I did that on purpose. I mean, I look at the guy, and you don't want to see a puppy cry.
Felt sorry for
Yeah,
him.
of course. So I hit it in a manner that would show him I can put it in the hole. But more importantly, I can put it in the hole and take it back out again.
Because you got mad skills.
So not anybody can do that. Very
Gosh.
few people can. And that's the way that works. So then it got better. Then, of course, the real thing came, and that is, boop, the ceremonial providing of victory. So, again, this is the passing off of the sweat-covered jacket.
This is the,
which was probably not the right thing to
champion
do.
ceremony.
All right, shaking hands with the winner, Jacob. A good winner. A humble winner.
Yes.
I appreciate that, him. Putting on the jacket, come to find out that a 6-foot white guy, the jacket that fits a 6-foot white guy does not fit a 6'4" black guy. Who knew?
But ours were a little short.
Who would have known that? It's hard
He
for me
looks
to
so
know.
funny in it.
And there you
Look
can
at
see
him.
it's a little short on the arms, but
Look at him. He looks so dapper.
he handled it well. I'm looking at the ceremonial trophy, and here I'm etching the ceremonial trophy with Jacob's name, and there it is, the official handoff of the trophy. So big hand, everybody, to
Jacob Cannon. Dun, 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 dun.
the true
The
winner.
winner of the first annual Vegas Video Network.
First annual Vegas Video Network. Outstanding game. Now, already there has been talk about a second competition. And it's going to happen. I will announce it now. It will be bowling. And we're going to invite Wayne to participate again. But there's really only one reason. And that is because he believes he can get us a 25% discount on bowling. Otherwise, we'd have
And will
nothing
he
to do
have
with it.
bumper bowling?
Oh, bumper bowling for Wayne. That's nice. That's right. Did you get that, Wayne? Bumper. Nobody likes you. I bring you into my bosom, and you
I
are,
love Wayne.
and you're. I'm trying to be nice, and
I
you.
love
and
Wayne.
well, okay.
You love him too.
Anyways, it's going to be bowling. Bowling is next. We think we know we're going to do it. Probably at the Red Rock Casino.
Like at the 6-month mark, so every 6
No,
months
everybody
there's
wants
a
to have it.
tournament?
No, people want to have it like sooner rather than later. It's unbelievable the competitive madness that happened among these 16 people.
Maybe you should do
at
that
the
for
end.
the meetup.
No, because you can't really meet up. The meetups of Vegas Video Network thing is not really Anyway, so I'm not sure when we're going to do it. A lot of people are shooting for an October-ish time frame. We'll see. The beginning of October, of course, is our 1-year anniversary. We're planning. We haven't started planning it, but we're hoping to do some kind of thing in celebration of being around for a year. That seems like a good idea for a party, don't you think? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we're going to do that. And that's coming up. So bowling is our next First annual, actually, it'll be the second. Well, no, it'll be the second annual Vegas VVN Invitational, but it will be bowling. So I'm not sure how to do that. Is it the first annual Vegas Video Network Bowling Invitational?
The golf has to be an annual golf tournament.
All right. So this will be the first annual Vegas Video Network bowling tournament, right?
Bowl off.
Anyways, that's it again. Thanks very much to Ira again for really making that happen. That was pretty good. Now, you may also notice that I'm a bit buffer than usual. Stronger?
Yes, you look very buff.
Yeah, I'm not. And what I've been going through recently is nothing short of torture.
Going through.
It's been so. I've decided that I'm at an age, 23, that I need to get back in shape. And a client of ours, a good guy, actually. All right, I'll say it. He's a nice guy. James Wong, who runs Studio 222, has been our guy. He's been working with Jacob and myself, and also with Melissa. We just got started last week, and I must say he makes it really terrible. He's actually a good guy. He plays the right kind of music. He calls it old man music. Does he play music for you, by the way?
Yes, but it's not old man music.
What music do you play?
I think it's more of a mix.
So mine's old man music, as in Van Halen, AC/DC, No,
today was my first day of really working out. I had the assessment last week. We kind of talked about his approach and sort of my lifestyle, et cetera,
right.
which I really like that approach, right? Because, I have been to a lot of trainers or whatever. Not obviously, it hasn't always taken. But, what I liked about him is you and I both have very busy lifestyles. And our lifestyles are not always together, right? So we're crossing paths in the middle of the night, all kinds of craziness. You're very busy at your job. I'm busy at my job.
Right.
But I like that he's trying to put together a plan, not just for losing weight or gaining muscle, but really like a life fitness plan, right? And tailoring it to our lifestyle.
You do. So what he does, this is, just briefly we'll talk about this, and I think this is smart. If you are a gymnast, would you be expected to do the same kind of workout as a weightlifter? And the answer, of course, is no. Right? You walk into a gym, and the gymnast or the trainer goes, "Oh, you're a gymnast? Okay, let's start lifting 250." You'd be like, "Wait a minute, what about what I do?" Right? Makes sense.
Right.
But James's attitude is, well, we're all pretty much athletes in what we do. We do the same thing. It's repetitive. It's very similar as what an athlete would do. Shouldn't you adjust your exercise to match what it is that you do? So, in the beginning, it's an interview of, who you, what you do, what are your daily, what's your job, what are the kind of things that you do, and then he just follows.
What's your history?
Yeah.
He does ask.
But he does ask, what do you do? Because a housewife does something different than a waiter, for example. Right? A waiter is doing a lot of lifting and stuff, whereas a housewife's doing a lot of twisting and stuff. So, as an example. So he tailors your training to what it is you do. That's a good part. Here's the bad part. I don't like it. I don't like it, but it's probably helping me.
I think it's good for you. I mean,
it is helping me.
Bodies are meant to sort of be moving, and when we're just sedentary, sitting on our ass.
That's okay. You can say ass.
Oh, sorry. Sitting on our asses all day, it causes problems, and you and I were on the go so much, we're just kind of grabbing food where we can, and that's not good either. So
he's doing a good job. We're going to kind of keep you up to date on our progress. We've done it a couple times now, and
what'd you do today?
It was so much stuff.
Because today was my first day of working out.
High intensity. I felt good because Jacob was tired afterwards. He's like, "Wow, that was intense." And James said it was.
It's like.
Well, it's like a circuit. It's like a circuit. There's not a lot of resting. So you're on the elliptical for a minute, and then you're doing the push-ups, and then the downward dog, and the upward grasshopper, and the whatever, and you're stretching on this little thing, and you're bending, and then you're taking a ball, and you're doing these things, and we're doing all that, and he'll trick you too. We're like, okay, let's cool down. All right, okay, great, okay, now let's get back and go again. What? so we did that for. I'll tell you what I do like. instead of doing a 60-minute or a
Water
90
break.
well, yeah, like that, but instead of a 60-minute or a 90-minute workout, which is insane, 45-minute workout, because he combines these three disciplines together so that you're doing everything at once, which again is the way the body works. So it's pretty smart what he's doing.
Now, by that you
smart.
mean you're doing flexing or
flexibility,
stretching,
strength, yeah.
and strength and cardio all at the same time, right?
It's flexibility, strength, and what is it? Are you on there?
Cardio, probably.
No. What is it, James?
Aerobic?
No, it's flexibility, strength, and core, which is, what is it?
That's your stomach.
Stability. Thank you. Flexibility, stability, strength. That's the three. It's what he calls the foundation.
Well, it's interesting because for me, it was sort of, I can't think of the word that I'm looking for. It's not
Torturous?
I don't know if circuit's the right word that I'm looking for, but like intervals almost. Like, so I would do the twist and the ball. He has these cool balls that have handles. Brilliant invention.
Right.
So the ball thing, then I'd get on the elliptical for 2 minutes.
Right.
And he wanted me to keep it at a certain level. No break. Jump off of there.
Right.
Do some rows.
Yep.
Jump back on the elliptical.
Yep.
Come back. So
Similar.
I really, 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 I'll tell you, my workout starts at 6:15. Which means I wake up at 5 something, right? I have to drive over there.
Right.
And I felt really great.
Well, I was exhausted, but here was the best part of today was that after we finished up, we had to rush home, Jacob and I, shower, get ready for a client who showed up at 11. My client was James.
Seriously?
Yes.
What do you mean?
So I worked him pretty hard.
James.
We were doing
James, I'm so sorry. I hope James better not take your misbehavior out on me.
Well, you know what? Jacob was saying, hey, man, you better be nice to him because we got to go back in there Thursday. But I had him, he's doing this really cool video that demonstrates kind of all these things. And I had him doing these exercises, and I just had him kept doing them. It wasn't mean-spirited.
You better be nice to him. He's
trying
to help you.
It's a good video. Anyways, okay, we're going to take a quick break here, and then we're going to get back and talk to you about why I'm the best husband in the world. This is the Living in Las Vegas show. I'm Scott Whitney, and it's good to know you all. Be back in a sec. Guess who's coming to AM 1400 KSHP? It's all the great shows from the Vegas Video Network. Join us on Fridays from 6 to 10 p.m. to get the best insider news and expert views about entertainment and comedy, cocktails and fine dining, living in Las Vegas, the real estate market, golf, and sports betting. Visit VegasVideoNetwork.com and KSHP.com for more information, and join us on Fridays from 6 to 10 p.m. for the Vegas Video Network Friday Night Features. That was good.
What'd you do?
I didn't have any sound for a little while. I'll be cutting that out in the audio and then bringing it up. Welcome back. Okay. So thank you for making that. Ted's like, oh, it's an improvement. It's a much better show without the sound. Okay. Thanks for that. I forgot that I had muted us so we could talk among ourselves during the big commercial. Well, I'll be editing again. God, I'm so sick of editing. Jacob, please come over. Please help me. Anyways, let's do that again. Okay, we're back. See, no one will know.
Oh, should I discuss my water?
Nah, all right. Okay, so we were planning on doing this last week, but we ran out of time because Melissa's a chatty Cathy. See, I remember that part. And it's really all about what a really stupendous husband I am. And I don't want to brag, I don't want to boast, but...
You make it sound like you're giving me some kind of big present.
I think the present is me. And so a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was 7/27/07.
Happens annually.
It does. We decided to have an anniversary. What do you mean we decided? Well, we could have decided not to. We could have separated ourselves from each other.
Jeez.
But we decided to stay together. Why?
You make it sound like that was something we were considering.
No. I'm just saying we could have done this, but we didn't. Why? Because love was in the air. Right? Don't you think? No?
Yes, you're looking at me with those eyes.
Which eyes? Don't you love me eyes?
Oh, God. No, you know.
Kumbaya. Anyway, so I have always wanted to go to a little place known as Capital Grille, which is this place right here. It is located on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard, and I think it's Wynn or something like that. It's basically right across from Wynn. It's located in the Fashion Show Mall. And on the bottom floor there is, what's that soul Mexican restaurant place called? El Segunda Soul. And then one above that's Maggiano's, which is a favorite of ours. We have dined there many times.
Yeah.
And then above that is Capital Grille. Now, Melissa has been there a few times because she's fancy that way. But I have not had a chance to be there, and Melissa was like, "Oh, we've got to go there. It's very, very."
Well, I knew
cool.
you would really like it, and we hadn't been there, and we like to go and try new places.
Exactly.
And even though it wasn't new to me, it was new to you.
It was new to me, so I emailed in, and it's one of those places that you can do open table, and so I emailed my reservations and said, "Hey, we like to hang out there and do a little dinner," and I mentioned in the notes it's an anniversary thing. We're real excited to talk about it on the show because I said on all my notes just to make sure I get good service, which is probably not why I get good service, but it doesn't hurt to say that. And so I will tell you, I got there a little before Melissa did, and there's a nice bar there. First of all, you park downstairs at the mall, and you go up an elevator that takes you right to Capital Grille.
Yeah, back in the valet area, back in the, off of Wynn Drive there. Mm-hmm. There is, like, as if you were going towards Trump, there's a valet there on your left before you get to, like, Forever 21.
Right.
And so if you park there or you park under the garage in that same vicinity, you just go straight up in the elevator.
Right. Yeah, they do have valet. It's a good point. But we decided to do the parking under the garage because it's pretty convenient.
Which is unusual for us.
Yeah. So you go up if you on the elevator, you go up one floor, then you're at Maggiano's. You go up to the next one, then you're at Capital Grille. So you get out there, and you're immediately greeted by a guy sitting at a desk who's just basically a greeter.
Are you going to talk about that hallway?
I'm going to. I am. And so he says, "Hey, welcome to Capital Grille." Very friendly guy. And then you walk down. Now, this is important because Melissa made a big deal about this 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I know, because I think they're so cool.
It's not that great.
I think they're great.
It's neat, but it's not that great. It's not that great from a marketing perspective. It's good from an ego perspective, but it's not great from a marketing perspective, and here's why. So you walk down a hall this way, going towards the host or hostess, depending on who you're talking to, like this. So you're walking down the hall. Now, off to the side, on one side, are these lockers. Nice wood lockers with kind of a metal mesh in front of them and name plaques that have people's names on them. And inside, you put your booze. So I believe we were told that the lockers cost $3,000 a year or something like that. And
you had to buy a certain amount of booze.
To keep. Now, Melissa knows people who have those lockers, and if you walk by, you probably recognize a few names in there.
Oh, yeah, there's some famous
There's
people.
some entertainers who have lockers there.
Yeah. Firms, companies have them.
Right. And I get it. It's pretty neat. But the truth is, you don't. It's easy not to see them. So from a marketing perspective, I don't see it as a big help for me. Plus, it's $3,000. While I liked it, I don't see it as a big deal. So went to the maitre d' and said, "Hey, I'm or the host." And I went, "I've got a 7:30 reservation for Whitney." I said, "Great. I'm still waiting for my wife. We'll go to the bar." So I went to the bar. It's a nice, it's the standard steakhouse bar.
Big, brown, wooden.
Yeah. There was about half the bar was being occupied by folks. People on the left side were kind of drinking and partying, and I went off to the right side. Now, here's the only negative I have about Capital Grille, and this is probably a one-off, and it's probably not all the time. But the gal working the bar, I wasn't very impressed with. She seemed a little curt and wasn't at the level of bartending from just being a nice person, being helpful, that I've seen in those kind of places before. For example,
maybe she was having an off day.
Without question, could have been.
Because I was there before, and there were two guys up there, and they were phenomenal, really fantastic.
Right.
Right on it when I needed another.
So
cocktail.
I have, for instance, I have a relatively low voice, and I might ask for a drink, and she, instead of saying "Pardon me," she said, "What?" Said I'll have a Tanqueray and tonic, and then I noticed that they had, Coke bottles and Sprite bottles in the back instead of the fountain, and so I asked her, trying to see if she'd loosen up a little bit, why do you guys do this? What? Ugh. Why is this? Well, we just got rid of our what? So it wasn't very pleasant. Now, on the other hand, when Melissa showed up, we were getting ready to leave and go to our table. Normally, most bartenders, waitressy type people would ask you to close out your bill there so they get the tip, so they get all the credit and all. It's pretty standard stuff. I've seen that happen at every kind of restaurant we've been at here. But she immediately asked, "Would you like me to transfer this bill off to your dinner?" And I'm like, "Would you do that?" And she said, "I'm here to serve you." So it was really kind of a weird...
Maybe it was me. Maybe I was your good luck charm.
Maybe.
Because I had shown up.
It was just weird. So I'm like, well, maybe you are. Okay, fine. So we went to our dinner, and they had recognized that it was our anniversary, and they put us off in the corner. And the first thing you see when you walk in is a table with flowers and petals and little candies and stuff.
It was really
very, very
really
nice.
A nice touch. And in fact, we have had many anniversary dinners, 9. And have you ever...
That's right.
Have we ever had a restaurant do that for us before? I don't think so.
I don't know, but that set a nice little mood.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they put us kind of off, far away from other people.
Private.
But on the other hand, we had a great view of the Strip. We had a window right next to us, and this was our view. Now, do you notice something wrong with that photo?
Does anybody in the chat see anything a little askew?
Yeah,
something not quite right?
What's going on with that photo right there of our view?
Maybe something missing.
Right. Could there be a spelling problem with Palazzo? Now, they've changed the name to Palaz, and so we had a good view of the Palaz, and that's crazy. And it
was weird.
It was weird. It was really
it was
weird.
After that we had some kind of stormy weather, so I was guessing that maybe they weren't stable up there.
The Zoe fell down on somebody?
Well, no, but maybe they took them down because maybe they weren't quite anchored properly.
Another view from where we were sitting a little bit close, or kind of
Isn't that a great
It's a great view. It's just really pretty sweet. And so our waiter comes to us, and I believe I experienced the best first impression of a waiter I have ever experienced. And I like to eat and drink a lot. And so I'm going to personal shout out to Eric Stockbauer. There you are, Eric. You big stud, you.
He'd only been working there about a month.
A month.
I mean, he's been a server, a waiter for a long time, but he had only been there, and you wouldn't have known it, right? He was so smooth.
Well, I asked him later because I asked him, "How long have you been here?" He's like, "This is my first month."
And we were really surprised because he really had, sort of the whole overview of the restaurant and the menu and everything really down.
But here's what I liked about him: he was funny.
Yeah.
He was personable. He listened. He seemed to be having a good time.
Yes.
He seemed to like what he was doing.
I would agree.
And just completely got it. I connected with him on his humor level really well. So it just started off just perfect from the get-go.
Lovely.
Great view, great guy. And then he introduced something. And I saw this when we were walking in. I didn't quite get it. Didn't understand what they were trying to pitch. But he talked about this what they call the generous pour, which is the most
piqued our interest, didn't it?
the most amazing idea I've seen in a restaurant, and just loved this. So what the generous pour is a separate wine menu with 9 wines on it, and what you get is it's $25 a person, bottomless wine.
And you can pick from any wine on the list.
9 of them.
So, right, there's 9 on the list, but you could, let's say we're having a salad or calamari to start. You could have a white
Chardonnay.
wine. And then let's say you're having a steak for dinner. You could then ask for a red wine. And then let's say for dessert, you wanted a port for dessert. They had a port on there. So it was really kind of cool. You could actually create your own wine pairings.
Exactly. So we said we're going to do this, but they said, before we do that, you guys, we've got some champagne for you to celebrate your anniversary. We're like, okay.
Bring it on.
Here we go.
And no one's ever done that before.
Nope. It was great. So we had our champagne. It was like, hey, this is very good. And then we said,
really
okay,
nice.
let's do this generous pour wine thing. So what would you like? So I ordered the Chardonnay. Now, I'm kind of a Chardonnay guy. I like the Chardonnay. And I like smoky, buttery Chardonnay. So I'm reading the description. It says, this is smoky, buttery Chardonnay. You'll like this. And I'm not sure what you ordered your first wine. Do you remember?
I think I had a Riesling.
Yeah, Riesling. So we get this. Now, you could be thinking to yourself, all right. So they got this clever, the generous pour wine thing. Maybe it's not their top shelf wine. It's just the crap wine that they're trying to just dump off on you. Like, well, okay, it's $25. Bring me the crap wine. What do I care?
Yeah, but we looked your wine up, and it was almost $70 a bottle.
Well, you're skipping ahead.
Sorry.
But which almost never happens on this show. But there you go. So
at least you know it's not rehearsed.
Right. So we get the Chardonnay wine. I get the Chardonnay wine. I take a sip, and I will tell you, without any kidding aside, it was the best Chardonnay I have ever had.
Yeah, you were excited.
And I'm like, what is this?
Did we write down what kind of?
No, because we're not very bright.
Oh, well.
And I'm like, this is because I have a couple of champagne or Chardonnays that I really like. McRosty. No one's
You
ever
like
heard of.
them buttery.
Buttery oaky. Love it. And so I take this first sip. I'm like, holy crap. This is amazing wine. So I'm like, well, that's it. Daddy's sticking to the Chardonnay. Why do anything else, right? So we order I think I had a Caesar salad. You had the caprese salad-y kind of thing, right? And it was good.
Tomatoes.
Good stuff, all good.
Phenomenal.
So then comes time for the main course. I ordered I think it was a ribeye. Do you remember what you ordered?
I had a ribeye also.
That's right. We actually had the same thing with this. What was the rub?
Kona rub.
Which is kind of a coffee
Which I had been
rub.
telling you about. It's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And they have certain specialty chef recommendations of different rubs, but you can actually get any of the rubs they offer with any of the other steaks.
Right. So we order our steaks.
We should also say they had a good seafood selection. Right. We ordered steak, but they had good seafood there.
Right. So we decided, okay, let's order our next thing of wine since it's $25. Let's hit it. So I'm like, you know what? Let's get crazy. I'm going to order a red wine because I'm having a steak. What the hell? So I ordered red wine, and, I'm embarrassed I didn't write it down, or if I did, I forgot it. So I ordered this red wine, and it comes. And I like spicy, chewy, smoky kinds of red wine as well. So he brings me the red wine. And it's a nice, generous pour, as you would expect. I take a sip of the red wine. I'm like, holy crap, this is the best red wine I have ever had in my life. What is happening here? This is not
really
of this earth. And did you have the same one?
Yes.
It was just amazing.
It was really good.
So I'm like, we're 2 for 2. This is the greatest place ever. So we get our steak. We ordered the potatoes au gratin, and we ordered asparagus. So I'll tell you what. Let's talk a little bit about the food. So the food was good, It didn't blow me away.
My steak
was good. Steak was good.
Was phenomenal.
It was big. We took some home for the next day.
The flavor was so good.
It was good. The asparagus, for some reason, I think restaurants really struggle with doing asparagus well. Now, maybe because I am spoiled.
I have an idea of why you did not put hollandaise sauce.
Yes,
on
I did.
Your... You did?
Yes, I did.
Oh, maybe you just don't like hollandaise. I don't know. I thought my asparagus was
what I like
fine.
Is the way. How do you make asparagus?
I roast it. Or
that's the way it should
I
be.
roast it or grill it, and then I serve it with balsamic.
Well, that's the way it should be done, because that's really, really good. Those smoky, it's yummy, it's great. And these guys, it just seemed like it was just, I don't know, steamed. It didn't jump out at me. Yes, it had the hollandaise sauce. It was, and they're the real big ones too, the big giant.
Yeah, you like the little one.
I like good ones. But this, so anyway, so that wasn't great. The au gratin was very, very good.
Yes.
And the steak was very, very good. So overall, the meal part and the wine part was stunning. It was great.
Yes.
So like, okay, let's go off and do a little dessert here. And all of a sudden, boop, they bring out this. As part of the anniversary.
Look how big those are.
That was awesome.
I mean, you can see, because you can see his hand there. You can see how big it is.
Yeah, so it was a chocolate thing in the middle, and
that was a flourless chocolate cake.
Right, and do you remember the other two things?
Yep, cheesecake is on the left,
Which I ate.
And then it was a little coconut cream pie,
which I ate as well. So I ate all three.
We shared, but we didn't eat it all. We were so full.
It was so good that we were
and
like,
those desserts were huge.
Yeah, they were.
We would normally have shared one of those.
Mm-hmm. So it was very, very good.
Again, we didn't know they were going to do that.
Yeah, Ted has a good point here. It's a very nice setup, very well done. So great wine, great view, amazing view, great service. And then they gave us a dessert on the side because we were married for 9 years, and they were surprised. By the way, I've been married for 18 years, just not in a row. Okay, I'm going to keep using that. So that was it. We were very, very happy with it.
Yeah, I really loved it.
As we walked out,
I would absolutely go back there again in a minute.
I think I followed Al Mancini's lead, and I think I tipped 30% on that one because it was really, really, really.
Does Al
really
like
good.
it?
He's never been there.
What? Well, I hope maybe we
I told him about
encourage
it.
him
I told
to
him
go.
about it. He seemed like he didn't really know much about it. Well, we talked about that on his show last week. There's a ton of steak restaurants out there. So this is another steak restaurant among other things. And it's how do you differentiate? And I think it is hard to differentiate yourself. They did a good job with their service for sure. And I'm telling you, the generous pour. I don't know if you can just walk up and go, "I'll take a generous pour, please," and bread, because that would have been a pretty smart thing to do. We'll knock back.
Just share a salad.
I'll take a generous pour, bread, and can we split a Caesar? Put us in a nice place, and we'll just eat that all day and drink that all day. It's pretty cool. So easy to recommend the Capital Grille for your fancy showing off kind of stuff. Can't recommend the lockers unless they give me one, and then I will recommend.
Well, I'm
the
looking
lockers.
forward to going back there.
For what?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. And I think that might just about. What do you think? Wrap it up? Want to wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right. There we go.
Why not?
That's it. So thanks, everybody, for playing along again. You can check us out every Tuesday here on the Vegas Video Network. If you want to reach out to us again, you want to hit us at OnAirQ at livinginlv.com. That's OnAirQ at livinginlv.com. Or you can call our listener line at 866-966-4599. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page because it's the right thing to do. I think we might have 3 or 4 people on there now. It's pretty exciting. And everybody who joins, we personally greet. That's pretty cool. Either Jacob or I say, "Hey, Melissa, thanks for playing." You know why we do that? Because we're the best ever. Anyways, that's it, everybody. Thanks very much for playing along. We'll see you next week where we're going to be talking about something that we do this weekend, if all goes well. Right?
Yep.
Okay. See you guys later.
Credits are happening. She's pretty hot. We're still working on him. Vegas Video Network. I like it. Take it.